The story kicks off with a wealthy banker named Song, a high-level manager at Baron Bank in Busan. One morning, Song gets ready for work and heads out with his daughter, Sasha, and his young son, Tom. The plan? Drop them off at the hospital first, then school, then he goes to work. But the moment he gets in the car, he notices something strange, a weird smell. He pauses, but shrugs it off like it's nothing. He says goodbye to his wife and drives away. A few minutes later, his phone starts ringing. Song hears it and asks Sasha to pick it up, but she looks confused. "It's not my phone." That's when Song checks the glove compartment and freezes. There's a phone sitting inside, one he's never seen before. Thinking it might belong to the driver, he answers it, and instantly, a cold, unfamiliar voice speaks. "I have information about your car." Song frowns. Sounds like a scam, right? So he hangs up immediately. But then something catches his eye. The phone's wallpaper. It's a photo of his own family. Shocked, he asks Sasha about it. She calmly says, "I took that picture last year, remember? You were too busy to come, and Mom posted it on Facebook." Now Song's confusion turns into unease. Who is this caller? And how do they have this photo? Just then, the phone rings again. This time, the caller reveals everything. He knows Song, his job, his bank, everything. Then comes the chilling truth. There's a pressure-sensitive bomb under your seat. If anyone gets out of the car, it explodes instantly. Song scoffs. Sounds ridiculous. He hangs up again. But moments later, as he stops at a gas station, the phone rings again. "What are you doing?" the caller asks. Now Song starts noticing there's no smell anymore. And suddenly, fear starts creeping in. The caller continues. "I've been watching you for a long time. I'm tracking you, and if anyone steps out, your kids die within seconds." Right then, a gas station worker walks up, knocking on the window annoyed. "Hey, get out and fill up. Why are you wasting time?" Panicking, Song hands him cash and says, "Just, you do it." Then he drives off again. While driving, the caller orders him to reach under his seat. With trembling hands, Song checks, and there it is. A bomb. His heart drops. The caller warns, "I have the detonator. Try calling the police, and I blow you up instantly." Terrified, Song asks, "What do you want?" The demand comes in. 1.7 billion won. Millions of USD. A huge amount. Song stammers, "Where would I even get that kind of money?" The caller snaps back, "You're a bank manager. Don't pretend it's hard." Soon, they arrive near the kids' school. Tom's friends run up to the car, excited to see him. But Song panics. He yells at Tom, "Don't get out," and quickly drives away. The confused kids are left behind, not understanding what just happened. Then the caller starts pressuring him again, forcing Song to finally tell the truth. With a shaking voice, he tells his children, "There's a bomb under our seats." Both kids freeze in terror. Right then, Song gets another call, this time from his colleague. And he's panicking too. Turns out, he got the same call. His car, also rigged with a bomb. They share locations and meet up shortly after. Song sees his colleague and his colleague's wife sitting in the car. But she's impatient. She wants to get out. It's an important day for her. She doesn't believe any of this. Song calmly explains everything, begging her to stay seated. Reluctantly, she agrees. Meanwhile, another man walks up, angry because their car is blocking the road. Song apologizes and moves the car aside. But on the other side, his colleague's wife has had enough. Ignoring all warnings, she steps out of the car, and in the very next second, boom, a massive explosion. The car is obliterated, killing Song's colleague and his wife instantly. Everyone is left in shock. And just like that, the threat becomes real. This isn't a joke anymore. Song's children are horrified. And from the blast, a sharp piece of metal gets lodged into Tom's leg. Blood starts pouring out. Tom screams in agony, and Song completely breaks inside. The caller rings again. Seeing his son like this, Song has no choice. He agrees to pay. He begs, "Please, let me take my son to the hospital first." But the caller responds coldly, "I don't care if the boy lives or dies. No mercy." Instead, he makes things worse. He increases the demand. Now Song has to pay for his dead colleague too. Song protests. That's impossible. The bank will notice such a huge withdrawal. But then the caller drops another bombshell. I know about your offshore money. Song goes silent. Defeated, he calls one of his junior employees. Trying to stay calm, he says, there's a new investment opportunity. Get our VIP clients to invest immediately. The junior agrees. And now, the clock is ticking. Song pushes harder, calling more clients, trying to gather the money. But even after all that, it's still not enough. Frustrated, he tells his junior, give me the VIP client list. I'll handle this myself. A little later, Song starts calling his top clients directly. He speaks to one of his most important clients, trying to sell it hard. This opportunity, it comes once in a lifetime. The woman seems interested. She's almost convinced. She tells him, I just sold some land recently. But then she hesitates. I need to talk to my husband before making a decision like this. Song cuts in quickly. No, ma'am, there's no time. We have to act now. That urgency, it raises red flags. The woman gets suspicious and decides not to commit right away. The plan fails. At that exact moment, the caller interrupts again. Let's start with cash, he says coldly. Then he orders Song to call his wife and get the money. Out of options, Song immediately calls her. His voice shaking, he says, withdraw all the money from the bank, put everything together. His wife is stunned. And then, she hears something terrifying. Tom crying in the background. Her panic spikes instantly. She grows more and more scared, but Song forces calm into his voice. Everything's fine, don't worry. Sasha even jumps in. Mom, we're okay. He's just crying for no reason. Still, his wife isn't convinced. She says she's going to call the police. But Song snaps. No, don't do that. Now, desperate, he practically begs her. Please, just do what I'm asking. After a long pause, she finally agrees. Meanwhile, at the police station, officers are investigating the earlier explosion. They're reviewing CCTV footage, and what they see raises serious suspicion. Song is clearly visible, talking to his colleague before the blast. It even looks like they're arguing. Then, just before the explosion, Song leaves the scene. To the police, this looks bad, really bad. They start thinking, did he know about the explosion beforehand? Is he involved? Their suspicion grows stronger. Maybe Song planned this. Maybe he killed his colleague over some conflict. Meanwhile, Song reaches the bank and spots his wife there. But she's not alone. She brought a friend with her. Song's heart starts racing. His wife goes inside to withdraw the money, while her friend walks towards Song's car. She knocks on the window, but Song, completely terrified, gestures for her to stay back, and suddenly drives away. Then he calls his wife again. Leave the money in front of a mailbox, just like they said. She follows his instructions, placing the bag there. But something feels off. Moments later, she calls him back. There's a tall man here. He's staring at me, acting strange. Hearing this, Song reacts instantly. He drives straight toward her location, telling her, leave immediately. But by the time he gets there, the police have already arrived. The suspicious man gets arrested, with help from Song's wife. For a moment, Song exhales. Relief washes over him. Maybe it's over. Maybe they're safe. But then, the phone rings again, and that hope shatters instantly. The caller is still there. Hold, calm. You made a big mistake involving the police. Then, he starts a countdown. Song freezes. His children sit in silence, bracing for death. But suddenly, instead of their car, a mailbox nearby explodes. A blast erupts. Smoke and fire everywhere. Miraculously, Song's wife survives. She's alive and able to talk to him. Seeing this, Song doesn't wait. Terrified, he speeds away again. But the caller keeps pushing. At any cost, I want the money. At the same time, police discover more CCTV footage, this time from the second explosion site. And guess who's there? Song. Now they're convinced. To them, he's the mastermind behind everything. Police units are deployed everywhere, searching for him. Meanwhile, Song's junior calls again. still unable to collect the full amount. Song snaps. He yells at him in frustration, then immediately calls the kidnapper. Listen, I'll transfer everything I have. Just let my kids go. But the caller refuses. No deals, not until I get the full amount. No negotiation. No mercy. Meanwhile, Tom is getting worse. He's bleeding heavily, barely conscious now. Song, completely broken, begs again. Please, let me take my son to the hospital first. But again, nothing. The caller doesn't care. Just then, a police officer approaches the car, telling Song to step out and talk. But Song refuses. Instead, he slams the gas and speeds off toward a hospital. That's it. The chase begins. Police cars flood the streets. Helicopters roar overhead. It turns into a full-blown pursuit. After an intense chase, the police finally corner him. Surrounded. No escape. An officer steps forward, ordering him to get out of the car. This time, Song has no choice. He reveals the truth. There's a bomb under the seats. Then he adds something even more terrifying. If you don't let me go, I'll detonate it. With my children inside, the officers freeze. Shock spreads instantly. Moments later, the bomb squad is called in. The bomb squad arrives, and the chief gives a chilling order. The moment the kids get out of the car, the sniper takes the shot. A female officer slowly approaches Song, her voice shaking. Please, let the children go. But Song, completely broken, refuses. Just then, the phone screen lights up again. The officer immediately realizes this is serious. She quickly orders water bottles and a walkie-talkie. The walkie-talkie is handed to Song, so the police can hear everything. As the officers step back, Song places it right next to the phone. He tries to speak to the caller, but there's only silence. Then, a message pops up. Throw the walkie out. Song has no choice. He tosses it out of the car, while the police watch stunned. Then Song looks around at the crowd gathering nearby and suddenly realizes something terrifying. The caller is one of them. To confirm it, Song honks his car horn, and somewhere in the crowd, another phone echoes the exact same horn. That's it. The caller is close. Very close. Moments later, Song spots a man in the crowd talking on his phone, but he can't react. He can't warn anyone. He's trapped. The caller speaks again. If you had lived a normal life, none of this would have happened. Then he says something strange. Think back, 6 years ago, when you worked at Barron Bank. Before Song can respond, the call suddenly cuts off. What happened? The police have blocked all signals in the area. The caller can't connect anymore. An officer walks up, asking for Song's phone, but Song thinks fast and hands over his personal phone instead, not the one the kidnapper gave him. Meanwhile, the bomb squad inspects the car, and they discover something huge. The bomb is only under the front seat, not the back, which means the children are safe. Immediately, Tom is taken out, rushed for medical treatment. But Sasha, she refuses to leave, no matter what. As officers try to pull her away, she suddenly notices something. A sniper in the distance, aimed directly at her father. In that moment, she makes a shocking decision. She runs back and jumps into the front seat. No, she can't get out either. Song is stunned, emotional. Why would you do that? How did you even know about the sniper? Sasha looks at him. I'm not leaving you alone. Nearby, the female officer yells at the chief. You scared her with that sniper. But the chief stands firm. To him, Song is still the main suspect. After all, his phone shows no record of any unknown calls. Then, a young man arrives. He introduces himself as Sam, Song's brother. He asks for permission to meet him. The police hesitate, but think maybe he can convince Sasha to step out. So, they let him through. As Sam approaches the car, he drops a bombshell. I'm the caller. Song snaps. He grabs him in rage, but Sam instantly threatens him. One move, and I trigger the bomb. Then he says something even darker. I'm not afraid to die. I have nothing left, and I'll take all of you with me. Song freezes. Panicked, desperate, he promises. I'll get you the money, All of it. Just let my daughter go. And surprisingly, Sam agrees. He deactivates the bomb, and Sasha safely steps out of the car. For a brief second, it feels like things might calm down. But then, Sam reveals the truth. There's another bomb, a timed one. Only 18 minutes left. He looks at Song and says, "I'm taking Sasha with me. If I don't get the money." She dies. And just like that, he grabs her and walks away. The police don't stop him. Why? Because they still believe he's Song's brother. And in seconds, Sam disappears. Song completely loses it. He jumps into his car and speeds after him like a madman. Police cars chase right behind. Meanwhile, Song's wife is watching all of this on TV, and something clicks. That man, he's not Song's brother. She immediately calls the police, trying to warn them. But it's too late. Sam is gone, vanished. Desperate, Song calls one of his bosses, begging for a loan. This is life or death. But the response? A cold rejection. The boss tells him, "You've already taken money from clients without permission. The bank is filing a fraud case against you." Song is shattered, completely broken. As a last resort, he calls his wife again and transfers every dollar from all his accounts. Then he sends it to the caller. Moments later, Sam calls back. He gives him a location, a ship dock. As Song drives there, memories start flooding back. 6 years ago, the truth finally surfaces. Back then, Song wasn't a big-shot manager. He was just a regular employee at the bank. And what they did was cruel. The bank lured chemical factory workers into investing their life savings, using smooth lies and false promises. But then, the market crashed. Everything was wiped out. Lives destroyed overnight. And among those investors was a pregnant woman. There was also another woman. She had invested everything she had, her entire life savings gone. And instead of helping her, Song did something unforgivable. He destroyed all the evidence and covered up the bank's fraud. He buried the truth. And for that, his bosses rewarded him. He was promoted to branch manager. But that pregnant woman, she came to him, begging, tears in her eyes, asking for just a way to get back what was rightfully hers. But Song, blinded by greed, ignored her completely. He turned his back on her pain. And now, the truth is revealed. That pregnant woman was Sam's wife. Everything he's doing now is revenge for his family. Back in the present, Sam is driving with Sasha in the car. Then his phone rings. Someone informs him 1 billion won has just been deposited into his account. Who sent it? Sam reveals he already won the case against the bank that ruined him. No, this money is his chance to rebuild the lives of the factory workers who lost everything. A second chance. Meanwhile, Song finally arrives at the docks, near the chemical factory, the same place where protests once erupted against the bank. And there, he sees his daughter, tied up, inside another vehicle. Song's heart sinks. He walks closer, overwhelmed with guilt. "I'm sorry," he says. "I've done terrible things because of greed, and now I'm paying for it." Moments later, Sam shows up and sits in the front seat with Song. Once again, Song apologizes. He promises, "I'll fight for all the victims. I'll make things right." But Sam shakes his head. No. He tells his story. "My wife and I filed a case against the bank. To fight it, I had to take a loan from another bank. But that loan turned into a trap. Debt kept growing until it destroyed everything. My wife couldn't take it anymore. She died along with our unborn child. In a single moment, Sam lost his entire world." Then he gives Song one final order. "Drive the car into the water, so when it explodes, my daughter will be far away." Song hesitates, but he knows he has no choice. Slowly, he drives the car into the sea. Water starts rising. The car begins to sink. Before the bomb can explode, Sam loses consciousness. Song tries to save him, desperately pulling, but it's no use. He can't get him out. Seconds later, the bomb explodes underwater. A violent blast, bubbles and chaos everywhere. But somehow, Song manages to escape. He's rescued by the police. Later, when officers ask about Sam, the truth comes out. Sam didn't make it. After everything, he's gone. That moment changes Song forever. He walks away from his old life and makes a decision, a new path. He vows to fight for every innocent worker who was destroyed by that fraud. Soon after, Song steps forward publicly. He exposes the bank, confesses everything, every crime, every lie, even how he destroyed the original evidence. No, his testimony becomes the key to bringing the real culprits down. It's enough to finally get justice. In the end, we see Song driving when suddenly his boss calls him, begging, "Stop this. I'll give you your job back. Just don't testify." But Song doesn't even hesitate. He hangs up. No second thoughts. Because now, he's not running anymore. He's fighting for the truth. And he won't stop until justice is served. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.